videos a little while ago where I just spoke about the books that I'd bought recently, and I thought, well, hey, let's make another one. So these are the few books that I've bought since the last video that I've made. Not as many as I would want. You know, when one is a poor author, sadly one can't really indulge in one's passions quite as much, but I can try. This is the book that I am currently reading, as you can probably tell with I am Welsh. We adore dragons. This is Agatha Christie, an Hercule Poirot book called The Halloween Party. Set, of course, at Halloween. I've never actually read this book, and I thought, well, let's read it. And of course, I'm not disappointed. Not every single one of Agatha Christie books were a huge hit, but some do turn out to be a thundering success. A triumph for Hercule Poirot. Yes, 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 a triumph. All murder mysteries this time. Agatha Christie is the only older, more contemporary author I've gone a lot for. This one is, I think this is the last one that I bought. Actually, Katie Watson's A Lively Midwinter Murder and Planning the Perfect Christmas. Wedding can be murder, cozy, festive, and twisty, 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 twisty. High society Christmas Eve wedding at a remote Scottish castle. Sounds like the perfect way to get away for the three dahlias and their partners until a snowstorm hits, cutting them off from the mainland and civilization. So, you know, my go-tos for murder mysteries are female sleuths. I love female sleuths, and if they are amateur female sleuths, then all the better, really. They don't have to be female sleuths. Obviously, we have Hercule Poirot here. Although in this book, Hercule Poirot teams up with Arden Oliver, his friend and author of murder mysteries. So it's kind of a collaboration. But I do like female sleuths. I think it stems back from when I was a kid and I used to stay at home sick from school, and they used to put Murder, She Wrote reruns on, and I used to watch them a lot. Okay, I've watched every single episode and I still watch them. Leave me alone. And not just that, you know, Miss Marple, any detective series on TV that is a female detective or a female sleuth, investigator, silent witness, Trial and Retribution. Big fan of Victoria Smurfit. There's never any, this was my goal, my aim, my ambition, to create my own female detective in book form and make her obviously lesbian because there's never any lesbian detectives. So, make it a little bit relatable to me. What do we have next? We have murder. We have this one, Murder at Mistletoe Manor. 'Tis the season for murder. Echoes of the golden age of crime fiction by E.L. Everett. Now this is very kind of Agatha Christie-esque. It's these Welcome to Mistletoe Manor Hotel. 4 days before Christmas, 12 stranded strangers gather around a crackling fire. And of course, one of them ends up dead. Murdered. Look at that. Look at that. I do, obviously I can't read these books because they're within copyright, so I can't read them. Sadly, we can just look at the covers and admire them. And we have this one, which is a rather newer addition to my collection, a chef-to-go mystery, Tart of Darkness by Denise Swanson, a New York Times best-selling author. And this was, my appeal for this one was that the amateur sleuth is a chef. And I thought, well, I remember when I was a kid, there used to be a TV series on in the UK. I think it was called Pie in the Sky. And it had, oh my goodness, I'm trying to remember his name, but I can't remember his name. He played Harry Potter's uncle in Harry Potter, but I can't remember his name. Richard something. It'll come to me later. He was the chef. He was also a former detective who still kind of dabbled in detecting cases, and it kind of reminded me of that. I used to watch it because Samantha Janus was in it, and I used to think she was hot. Those were the days when I didn't know why I thought she was hot. Yeah, ignorance is bliss. Fast-paced and fun, Tart of Darkness is utterly unput-downable. Danny knew her new career would be exciting, but she had no idea that within a 24-hour period she would flambe an entire buffet, get assaulted by a crazed homecoming queen, and be accused of murder. Well, trying to replicate the angle that I did last time when I did these books. This is one of my favorite newest editions because I do rather love the cover, and if a murder mystery is set in Scotland, particularly in the Highlands, I'm going to be there. I'm going to get it. I'm going to read it. End of story. End of story. This is Murder in the Scottish Highlands by D. MacDonald. This is a slightly different pace. Female sleuth, of course, retired female sleuth, Ally McKinley. The tiny village of Loch Arran is the perfect place to open the guest house of her dreams in a lovely restored old Scottish malt house. Before long, she is making friends with the locals, including Hamish Sinclair, the Earl who owns the nearby castle. But things take an unexpected turn when her first paying guest, American tourist Wilbur Carrington, is found sprawled across her cobblestone courtyard with a dagger in his back. Well, you need that, don't ya? Can you imagine the Trivago reviews? basically. The teapot also sold it for me. I don't know what to say. Look at that. I'm a simple woman, you know. I'm very simple this way. Finally, can't say I've ever read this author's work before. It is a Dottie Sayers antique mystery. It reminded me of Dorothy L. Sayers. And I thought, well, why not? Yuletide Market Murder. I felt like, by Victoria Tate, I felt like a bit of a festive murder mystery with a cozy murder mystery. I do rather enjoy cozy murder mysteries as opposed to more dark, gritty things. I like those, whimsical, kind of silly, with that edge, that undertoned edge. I suppose it's very much in the keeping of that Murder, She Wrote kind of thing. Solve the murder and then 5 seconds later everybody's laughing, The Winter Blues hit a bustling Christmas market when a body becomes the chilling central display. Can an amateur sleuth solve the case, or will she be left out in the cold? Newly established antiques expert Dottie Sayers is thrilled to be refurbishing a castle in rural Leicestershire. She's fascinated by tales of an unsolved robbery, missing antiques, and a kidnapped child. Upon discovering a valuable clock, Dottie is eager to reopen the case, but her plans are put on ice when a man collapses dead in front of her at the castle's winter festival. Exposing the man's identity receives a chilly reception. As the past and the present freeze together, Dottie, with the help of an amiable policewoman, a retired detective, and her friend Zach, realizes this death is only the tip of the iceberg. Can Dottie uncover the frosty truth, or will the trail turn to snow? Well, will it indeed? We also have our little gingerbread man up there, little gingerbread man. We have our little cat, flag. Very Christmassy. Well, that's it. Those are all the books that I have bought recently since... Let's get a little bit closer to the microphone, shall we? Since the last time I made one of these videos. And, like I said, not as many as I would want to buy, but some is better than none. Until next time, see you.